Here's something that you might not be familiar with, and that is the distance that the existing stucco lathing wire needs to lap over the new wire if you're going to do any repairs to a stucco wall. And the as a general rule of thumb, it's an inch, but if you can get 2 inches, 3 inches, whatever, the more you have, as far as I'm concerned, the better it's going to be. But the minimum is an inch. That is the minimum that they want to see this wire lap. The arrow here is pointing to the old rusted wire. This is the existing wire in the stucco. In the next photograph, I moved the arrow a little bit to the right there, so you didn't get them confused. And you can actually see where it's pointing to the new stucco wire or lath. And of course, the new wire laps over the old wire, and I like to do that to help hold down the old wire. If I did it the other way, sometimes depending upon the location of the stud where you're going to be nailing, the old wire might be poking out. If I lap it over the old wire, it will actually help hold it down. In the next picture, the arrow is going to be pointing to the stud. This is where the 2x4 wall stud is located. And you can see where I've nailed the furring nails to the wire to attach it to the building. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with these nails, they actually have a little piece of cardboard on them. They actually hold the lathing wire a bit away, and I believe it's between 1/4 of an inch and 3/8 of an inch away from the building to provide you with a little better job. And again, the staples that most people use today, realistically, they hold the wire to the up against the building, and these furry nails will actually put the wire in the middle of the stucco, and that's where you want it to be. So if you're using staples and you staple it, hey, that works fine, but realistically, the staples, I'm sure, were a way to speed up the process where the furring nails, if you've ever driven more than 1 5-pound box of furring nails and you haven't hit your finger, well, holy crudsters, you're doing pretty good. These little boogers can be annoying, and they are difficult to use, especially if you don't have much experience dealing with them. But however, this is a good way to attach metal stucco lath like this to a building. So again, any remodeling projects you're doing, maybe you're going to be taking out a window or a door, and you're going to need to chip out some of the stucco. It does need to lap at least 1 inch. That is the minimum. And for those of you who are going to try and get away with 1 inch or 1/2 of an inch, you could end up with a crack. I like to see 2 inches, if not 3 inches, or a little more, if there isn't going to be a problem and I'm going to be able to lap the new wire over the old wire and keep it down. So again, hope this video helps. If it does, give me a couple thumbs up and let me know.